Hey, this is Tracy Lewis with Stuff and Things. Welcome to Winter is Coming Wednesday, episode 15. I am going to pull out a project that I did a mock-up of way back, maybe episode 7 or 8. I had just received some of my winter supplies for the Winter is Coming Wednesday, and I did some mock-ups. So today I am going to work with you on completing this particular project. It uses the Storybook Gnomes paper, 2 pieces. First, the mushroom, which I have enough pieces. This was a share that Libby sent me, so I have enough to do 4 of the winter cards. I already did a mock-up of a Thanksgiving card, I think, with this mushroom. And the other half of this mushroom paper is the blue snowflake, so I'm using that as well. And I have an embossing folder that will be on the supplies list. I don't want to look it up right now. I'm just using it as some sky and interest. The very first thing I want to do is, if you're not a good fussy cutter, like I'm not a good fussy cutter, and you have some white left over showing and you just don't want to spend the time to very painstakingly cut that white off, I purposefully left this white over here for you to see. My recommendation is to carefully take not very dark blends. You might be able to use dye markers as well. The Mini Marvelous markers, or Stampin' Up markers, as they're called both ways. So you can just take your, this is a light balmy blue, and you're just toning down the white. I've already worked on this side. I had a little corner here and a little piece there. Pardon my cough. So that's all I wanted to show as a really quick way to clean up your fussy cuts if you are not the best fussy cutter like me. So that cleans up the mushroom. Pardon me, I had to go away for a moment and get the tickle out of my throat. So this piece is ready. The next piece I'm going to work on, I do want to add a wreath. I've cut this wreath from the Tree Lot dies that were a celebration item. I believe they are sold out now. And I am going to put this cute little wreath in the winter theme colors on the front of the door. I am using glue. I'm going to just set this aside and let it dry. Next thing I want to work on, I am using this new embossing folder with it's a large 4 4¼ by 5½, and is backwards, so I'm going to use this side of it. Actually, I'm going to take that back. This looks like a partial embossing folder. So I wanted to finish the skyline. I wanted to show you some options with these half-tall embossing folders that work on the mini cutting machine. I just want to add this strip of color for interest. So I'm going to do that now. Put my wreath carefully aside. Grab a seal out. Okay. I have to make sure it's not the plus, because I don't need the plus for this. All right. This is a full A2 size piece of paper. I then have a treatment I want to share. I did buy this particular trim. It is a 2-part trim. I do have its name right here. It is double stitched ribbon, and I wanted to share that The stitching on the back is a, what would I call this? It's like fishing line. It's just a very fine plastic type stitch. So it's really easy to see with craft glasses, and I've got it halfway pulled apart with a dethreading tool from my little travel sewing kit. And what I have found, since this is plastic, you can actually pull it if you want, which I'm going to see if I can do. So this is, you can just pull slowly and then it comes undone, and what I'm going to do is pull off this whole length to make a bow to go over the top of this, or I might make the bow over the sentiment. So I've got a mock-up to show you. And I will be wrapping this trim, tucking it behind, and then this whole panel will go on a white base. And I have the drying wreath. It is getting dry. It is either going to go, it's probably going to go on the door. So something like that. And then I have a very small added sentiment to put on somewhere over on the side of where the mushroom is, but I think aesthetically speaking it will be more attractive to move this down. I will pop up the mushroom and the season's greetings and from our home to yours, and then my last decision to make is if I want to do little tails on each side of from our home to yours. I could, after I get my bow made, I could consider having the second sentiment in this part, covering part of the trim. So I am going to finish making the bow. I just wanted to show you what it looks like material-wise to cut into it, and then we will come back and finish this up. It's going to be a quick one for this week, so stay tuned. I'll be back in a flash. Alright, I am back, and I have a tip, another tip on something bulky like this trim. I did pull out my Seal Plus. Seal Plus is a stickier adhesive meant to do 3D type pieces. It can be used in place of tear and tape, and what I did is I put some glue. This was a fat enough trim. I put some of the Seal Plus on the front as well as the back. I need to get my placement right because I know that it's going to stick hard and will not be easily moved around. And I'm going to place my sentiment is going to be, I believe, like I said, I want to put it right here, so it's going to have a partial bit of dimensionals. So I'm just going to cut, I've got this little extra piece. This is from a paper pumpkin. I've been using my paper pumpkin adhesives to use them up. So I have put something on 1/2, a dimensional on half of it. I want it to cover half because I still want the little window to show, and this is about what I want it to look like. I do already also have Season's Greetings popped up here. So that's my layout I'm working with. Oops, oh, just dropped my glue. I wanted to show you what the white piece looks like after I de-threaded the balmy blue thin trim. Here's my bow I created, and this piece is on standby now to be used for something else. It was very easy to take apart, and then I get to decide where I want this bow. It'll be somewhere along in this gap here. And then the last thing to do would be to put on some embellishments. And I'm going to use the Everything Fancy sequins for that. And I'm going to go ahead and get this all adhered and come right back to give you the final reveal with the fancy everything sequence. I will be right back again. Alright, so there's the finished look. I went with very linear, horizontal lines. I did want this peak of this one mountain to show to make sure that the mountain was obvious. So I went ahead and moved the season greetings up onto the snow. And then my last step is to add some of this fine blue fancy everything sequin mix onto the card. I like doing groups of 3, so I'm probably going to have these be up above here like so. Probably 2 of the 3 bits will be on the snow and 1 bit here. I like these down below and a 3rd cluster, and then I might even add a few extra. Like I might put one off to the side here on the mushroom. And I want my sequence to be somewhat random. I see that I have 2 of the same on this one. I believe that is a silver and a blue though. And so now I'm looking to make sure it looks sufficiently random. What I'm missing, I know there are pearls in here, and I didn't grab a pearl. I don't want gold. There is a gold set of sequins floating around, little ones. So I'm probably going to pull off that one and add a pearl. I might even go and add, trying to think where a last one, I could put one here. I think I like that. So there is my final project. Let me know what you think. That's all I've got. I will spend the time to glue them on before I move it. I'll get some photography and get this loaded up. Thank you so much for sharing a little slice of your Wednesday with me, or whatever day you're watching this. Be sure to like, share, and subscribe. And thanks for watching.